Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Thursday, January the 2nd, 2025. And I am Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and we have your Thursday status chat. We're going to be a little bit quick today because I'm doing some testing I'll talk about in just the next thing, but I want to show you something. I don't know, let's see if I can do it looking at the monitor, but right over here, it looks like there's some kind of discoloration. Now, I actually have more than one shirt. If you watch the show, you've seen that we have different colors here. But right this side, I want to look at it, and if you look at the shirt in normal light with the naked eye, at least my eyes are naked without my glasses on, or even with my glasses on, there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. So it makes me wonder, when we have the proper instrumentation, in this case it just happens to be these webcams that I use to record off of, whatever mechanism is inside of that device is smart enough to see something here, there it is, that the naked eye can't see. If you've got the equipment, you see stuff that you wouldn't see normally. And that's sort of my little lesson I thought I'd work in here today, because I promise you it's the truth. This shirt looked completely clean, and it has been freshly laundered, so there's nothing wrong with it. And yet when I look, I have to look at the monitor to see it. There it is. It's just, it looks like a little bit of white, like maybe some of the laundry detergent didn't rinse out. Thank you, Al Gore, for our washing machines that don't use any water and don't clean very well anymore. So maybe I have to turn on the second rinse. But the point is, with the right tools, you can see stuff that you can't see by yourself. Now let's get started to today's episode. If you like this content, please go to calldeltosell.com, find the tab that says on YouTube, click it, and it'll open up a page of QR codes. There you can use a smartphone to scan and get to the YouTube page, or you can just mouse over and click it on a PC. There you'll be able to subscribe to this little button over here and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when each Friday's blog has been uploaded. Thank you. All right, now we've got that done. A couple of things. First thing I want to do, if I know I don't have that many views on these things because they're kind of not really invitation only, but I don't really push them real hard. I push them, I post them on Facebook and the socials, but I don't actually pay to have my socials launched out there in the greater world, because we've got plenty of people that do that. But now I'm kind of trying to see if you guys would prefer a short form, because we're told older folks kind of like, if we're interested in something, we'll sit through it because we're looking for the information. We're trying to find something. We're trying to keep up with something. But the younger people, the younger the generations go, we do see a tendency to want everything super fast and at our fingertips and convenient for us and all that kind of stuff. And a short form video like the reels and the 3-minute jobs, they're very popular because they kind of get shoved under your face and you've got like 15 seconds to get somebody's attention. Do you prefer a shorter status chat over something that kind of gets into more of a unpacking scenario? If you can, give me a little bit of feedback on that. Today, I'm working on changing my home insurance on my own private property. Now, the lesson in this is, I've had my old property insurance provider for, I don't know, maybe 10 years or more, 12 years or more. And experts will tell you, you need to go back out on the market about every 3 to 5 years, because if you change it too often, it becomes sort of a red flag to the insurance providers. And it also puts people out of a lot of effort setting up the policies and doing all that versus renewing one, like in an escrow case, like I have my insurance escrowed. And so they kind of want to keep it for a while. But after a while, if you're not, getting that bid, there may be a tendency for your policy to go up in price, and where a competitive bid might be in your favor. And that's kind of what I've recently done. I just rebid the whole bit because I tend to get things set up and I'm happy with them set up. If somebody doesn't give me a reason to, I like to get things kind of on the autopilot. And I hadn't bid out in a while, and you just get busy and you don't make the time to just start making calls around different providers to see what you get. In this case, I increased the coverage on the property I doubled the coverage on the property, bringing it kind of up to date after the last 4 years, massive increases in property. Got it way up to date, have a new roof, making sure I'm getting credit for that. And so I'm getting everything bundled in there, and it actually turned out to do very well. It didn't really cost me any more money out of pocket with this carrier, who is, A plus rated, A plus plus, whatever. I forget the actual rating, but they're way up there just with the other one. And so I would recommend that from time to time, I would probably even just repeat what was told me about 3 to 5 years. double check all your auto and home insurances. I don't sell those products, but I just dealt with it. Let's look at today's little show that we have available. Now, what I'm looking at is the Shiller Home Index, and we have 3 because I'm on the big screen. We have the 10 city, 20 city, and national. I usually just look at the national, and let me go ahead and bring it up to full screen so that we can get that last corner here. And I want to point out that prices are going up. Now, the 1 month we see, in 3 months as we head into the cooler weather, we do see that these are coming down a little bit, but they're not down by a whole lot. They're not a full point. I mean, here in this case, not even half a percentage point in 3 months. So prices aren't falling a great deal. But if you look at the year to date, we're still up 4 1/4, 4.72, 5.09. All right, what's the 10-year annualized rate? Well, they're 6.87, 6.75. 6.42. So we are actually increasing given the time. So our prices are still going to go up. Inflation is going to keep going up, which means anything that we use to build a house, which gets me to circle back to my insurance thing. You do need to check your insurance policies. Although as the policy naturally goes up every year, it seems like, because the replacement cost, you may at some point in time want to revisit that. So I think that that's probably about all we need to look at for today. And I apologize if my little bit of a storytelling put you off, but we're all human beings, and we all have our things that we know we're supposed to get to that we don't always get to. Make sure your termite, you've been termite inspected ever so often. If you don't have a normal contract, watch your building. We had the elderly lady that had the squirrel get in the house because they had a little bit of a roof issue and things, little older homes, stuff like this. We deal with stuff all the time, and it's good that we do that. But sometimes, like the old joke is, the contractor's house is the worst one in the neighborhood because he's working on everybody else's house but his own. So we are human. So let's wrap this up and get to our numbers. All right, our numbers for last week, 12 of 26, 24. Hello, I'm Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel. Call Del to Sell. That's 1 L and Del, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. All right, we see from the notepad, the tome of numbers here, we had 12, 26 of 24 just right after Christmas. We see that we had 22,790 in the opportunities. That includes the coming soons, and 3272 in the under contracts still showing. And the ratio between those at integer level was 14%, which dipped from the previous week. So we had everything was down last week ahead of Christmas. Now this week, 1, 2 of 25. We have 21,038, which is down over the previous period. We are, like I say, we're going into winter. And 3097 were the under contract still showing. That also dipped down a little bit. And the ratio between them went right back up to the 15% when you did the integer level. So we're still fairly solid. We're not seeing anything that we don't expect to see. Nothing great is flipping either which way. We're not falling off the corner of the world, and we're not seeing the skyrocketing effect. We're just seeing a normal cyclical effect, and I think we're doing about what we should do. So let's talk. If you want to get something going for sale, say to catch that peak period around March and April, we're kind of building back up to it. Be looking for that so you know what to expect, so that you're not thinking that the world is suddenly, if you don't go right now, you're in bad shape. It's cyclical. This stuff, it comes and it goes, just like the weather. So, all right, we appreciate you. We'll see you next week.